There hasn't been a Toyota Supra sold in America in about 20 years. This is generation number 5. Was it worth the wait?
Short answer, yes, if you like driving. And since this is a Kelley Blue Book first drive, we'll focus on that. Let's start with power. Complying with its straight-six heritage, the 5th generation Supra derives its power from a BMW-sourced 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine.
When properly motivated, the Toyota Supra can spring from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 4.1 seconds, and has a 155 mile an hour top speed, which we will not use because we're in Virginia. Did you know anything over 20 miles an hour over the speed limit is a misdemeanor? We're going to keep it nice and mellow. Plus, there's a track thing happening later. The lack of a manual transmission is a little off-putting for somebody like me who likes to shift for themselves, but I will say just driving around on these gentle, meandering country roads, that 8-speed is very smooth. This is one of the more interesting aspects of the Supra's character. If you push the sport button, it really does change things. Steering gets a little bit heavier, throttle response is a little bit more instantaneous, and you'll hear a lot more of that exhaust noise, especially when you lift off. Left? You hear that? That's an unfortunate sound and facial expression I made. One more quick demonstration. Second gear, 25 miles an hour, very responsible speed. And then gas off. That perpetual crackling and rumbling might get old after a while, but if you like every aspect of sport and you don't like the exhaust sound, then you can just customize that with the sport individual setting. It's customizable. How nice. On less than perfectly smooth public streets, there's a little bit of a seesaw action over bumps because of the short wheelbase, but that short wheelbase does pay dividends when cornering. The super wide track helps too. One-lane bridges, super aggressive police force. It's probably time to go to the racetrack. Well, first impressions driving the Supra on a racetrack, it's very quick. This is a very tight technical track, and I think it lends itself to the Supra's tidy wheelbase. Oh yeah. I guess the number one bit of information you need is that I'm having a really good time doing this. Power is more than abundant. Even though I would prefer a manual transmission, this 8-speed automatic is really good. The gear changes are interesting because you do hear that little grunk from the exhaust, but you don't really feel an interruption in thrust. The electronic differential is doing a fantastic job getting power to the ground coming out of corners. There's so much punch when you get on it. Well, this would be a good example. So let's see, get down into second, coming around on it. Ooh, yeah. I'm in sport mode right now, and it's a little bit permissive, so if you want to kind of start to step this tail out, it'll do it, which is cool. I feel like I'm at a loss for words because I'm just immersed in the experience. This is a lot of fun. With the steering, I wouldn't mind a little bit more inclination to stay in position with some steering lock. So here, it feels like it wants to pull back to center a little bit. Let's see how the brakes do. Coming up quick and hard brake. Now these four cars have been beaten on all morning, but it's good braking power. Could stand to be just a little bit firmer. I will say the track environment might be the right spot for the Supra. This would be a brilliant track day tool. It feels light and agile. It's really quick, great grip. Give me a manual transmission and we might have perfection.
Based on first impressions, yes, the Toyota Supra packs enormous fun potential on track and on winding roads in any state besides Virginia. Of course, dynamic thrills are only one component when considering the Supra. Fun fact, the 2020 Supra has a lower base price than the less powerful Supra Turbo had in 1996. I'm pretty sure that's not how inflation is supposed to work. Add $930 worth of destination charges, and you're looking at $50,920 for the base Supra before all those zany dealer markups. Good luck with that. What's great about the Supra is that even the cheapest version gets all the cool performance bits: an electronic locking rear differential, adaptive dampers, 13.7-inch front brake discs with 4-piston Brembo calipers, and staggered 19-inch Michelin Pilot Supersport tires. Dynamically speaking, the pricier premium trim's only advantage is slightly larger rear brake discs. The base Supra also includes smart key access, dual-zone climate control, collision warning, lane departure warning with steering assist, and sweet 14-way adjustable seats with 4-way lumbar support. Spend an extra $4,000 on the 3.0 premium trim, and you'll add heated full leather seats, an 8.8-inch infotainment display with wireless Apple CarPlay, and a 12-speaker JBL audio system. Lastly, the first 1,500 Supras sold will be the $55,250 Launch Edition. They come in white, black, or red and have red mirror caps, a number plate, and carbon fiber interior trim. Are you gunning to resell at Barrett-Jackson somewhere down the line? Consider squirreling away a Supra Launch Edition. Where exterior style is concerned, I am still not sold. Expressing the visual language of the FT1 concept on a short wheelbase platform shared with BMW just looks odd. I've never liked long overhangs, and I definitely don't like fake intakes and non-functional vents. At the same time, I do like the interior. The seats are supportive on the track and comfortable on the streets. Headroom is ample enough to clear a helmet. There's plenty of space beneath the rear hatch, and even though it feels and looks like a BMW inside, the cabin has a functional and premium vibe I really dig. On that note, the folks from Toyota were very clear that while it shares common underpinnings with the BMW Z4, the Supra was the product of an independent development effort. It has been tuned to be a true sports car and a thrilling extension of the Supra's storied lineage. If you haven't driven the 5th-generation Toyota Supra, it's easy to dwell on historical expectations, styling concerns, and the virtues of independently shouldering the development expenses of a relatively small-volume sports car in the modern era.
All I can say is that from a driver's perspective, if you don't get caught up on what a Supra is supposed to be or what it's supposed to look like, there's a lot of fun to be found here.